Now he's ready to go.
How many?
Good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Lieutenant Adam Nichols, and I am the Assistant Recruit Training Coordinator for the Montgomery County Fire and Rescue Service. Tonight is the culmination, today. My speech is off slightly. Today is the culmination of 26 weeks of practical and academic challenges. Welcome to the graduation ceremony for the Montgomery County Fire and Rescue Service Recruit Class 52. For some housekeeping, we ask that if you have your cell phones on you, please silence them. Please note the location of the nearest fire exits. They're lit up with red signs all over the place, so they're fairly available. You are more than welcome to come forward to take pictures of your friends and loved ones, but we do ask that you keep the aisles as open as possible for others to follow suit and move around freely. Last, families with very little children, relax. We've all been there. We expect them to fuss and be uncomfortable, and we fully understand it. They are the reason, after all, that we are here. So please don't worry or rush out of here or panic or freak out. Thank you. Now, if I can ask everyone to rise for the singing of the national anthem by Captain Sherry Hull.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we've hailed as the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we've watched, we're so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
At this time, we'll have a moment of silence in remembrance of those first responders who have lost their lives in the line of duty. Please take your seats. All right, to start this evening out, or this afternoon out, my clock is off. I want to acknowledge a few distinguished guests with us this evening, many of who will be making remarks. County Executive Mark Elrich, County Administrative Officer Richard Madalino. I believe I saw Councilmember Gabe Albernaz in the audience. Councilmember Kristen Mink, Councilmember Dawn Lukey, Councilmember Will Jawando, Councilmember Sidney Katz, Councilmember Lori Ann Sales. And as well, Councilmember Marilyn Balcombe. Sorry about that. Also, a warm welcome to our fire and rescue brothers and sisters in attendance from our neighboring and visiting fire and rescue departments, as well as a warm welcome to those of us joining online. We appreciate your presence in helping us celebrate the accomplishments of these 57 recruits. To further the program, it is with great satisfaction to introduce Montgomery County Executive Mark Elrich to say a few words.
So I think you all know this ceremony today is a combination of a Beatles line, hello, goodbye. So we're going to be welcoming people and we're going to be saying goodbye to someone. I just want to start by saying, it wasn't very long ago that we were doing all this on screens. And then when we did things, we did them with masks, and now we don't have to do that. And it's come a long way, but it's a reminder of what we asked, particularly our public safety folks, to do, both in police and fire, during the beginning of COVID and throughout COVID. When we didn't have masks and there were no vaccines, these people went out and did their jobs anyway. And when we finally got masks, we all know, we can be honest about this, the first masks we got were cloth masks, stunningly ineffective compared to the masks we would eventually have, but they were the best we could get at the time. And a lot of them were actually manufactured or made by people in the community. So we were doing everything we could do with community support to keep people as safe as they could be. But at the end of the day, and I think this is something the residents really understood and appreciated, is that our first responders did what they needed to keep this community safe, even though we knew we were putting them at risk in doing that. And I just want to express my gratitude again for everybody's willingness to do that job in spite of the dangers that it entailed. It was a lot different than knowing that you might go out one day and experience a danger. We knew every day that people were on the job, they were potentially endangered. So I want to give a round of applause, I think, is worthy to all the firefighters who served us so well. And we do expect everybody to be brave and willing to put yourself in danger. I was just at a police station in Bethesda and congratulating the officer who went into the water in a creek that was swollen to try to rescue a woman who had jumped off a bridge. Another example of things that we don't expect people to have to do every day, but that people in the line of work that you're getting into, recruits, that this is something that happens and things that people do. So again, my appreciation always for what you're willing to do to keep everybody safe. Montgomery County, I think as you know, we're a home to over 1 million people. This is a very welcoming and inclusive community. And we expect to provide the same service and the best service whether you're in Silver Spring or whether you're in Poolsville. There are no second-class communities. There are no places that get a different level of service. Everybody should expect and will get the same service wherever you are. It's one example, of how we're committed to helping you do your job better is making sure you have the best equipment and you have the best training so that you can do these jobs in a way that keeps you as safe as possible while you're doing your job to keep our residents as safe as possible. We're also providing supports. One of the things that, that's emerged is a better understanding of the responsibility of government to provide supports to our first responders. And so we have peer support and critical incident stress management. Resources are now available through email and a hotline or by reaching us in other ways. We know that not every encounter leaves a person feeling as whole as we would like them to feel. And we know that when you're dealing in stressful situations, it takes a toll. And we want to make sure that we're providing supports to our workers. And, today we're hosting you and your loved ones. And your loved ones are really important. I want to thank all the people who are either partners, parents, children of the recruits that we're going to be bringing in today, because without your support, their job would be much harder. They need, and when they go out that there's always the uncertainty of what's going to happen. They need to know that you're there when they come back, and knowing that they have your love and support is one of the things that helps people go through this and maintain. So your role is really critical, and I just want to express my gratitude to everybody who falls in the category of supporting the people who do these jobs, because you certainly contribute to making their jobs either easier than they otherwise would have had to be. I also want to talk a little bit about the goodbye part of this. I'm looking forward, this is the largest recruit class that we've had in a long time. There are 57 recruits. Scott tells me that there was once a class of 88, but I don't remember when that was, and it's been a while. So 57 recruits is really significant, and that's going to help our department to maintain its staffing strength. So I'm really happy to see that. But through all of this, in the last 8 years, we've been led by Chief Scott Goldstein. And I think it's no secret, but I think everybody knows he's going to Kelso, Washington, and he's going to become the police chief out there. His wife, fire chief, fire chief. Yes, I'm not changing your career, sorry. And he's going out there because he has family out there. And he's in that point of life when he can actually make that choice, and his kids are out. And so I'm excited for him having a new future in Washington. You're pretty near a pretty good wine country over there. So you got good Pinot Noirs to your south, and you've got some good Cabernets to your north. So take advantage of it when you're not working. But Scott has seen us through all of this. You know, we've done work at reorganizing the department. We're a department that is increasingly shifting from fire response to rescue response, health responses. And that requires a different department and changing a little bit of the function of what we do and looking at how we distribute resources differently. And Scott has been a leader in doing that. And throughout COVID, Scott was determined that this department was going to maintain every bit of its excellence through a very difficult time. And I want to thank you for your leadership, because it was unwavering, and I think your strength contributed to the strength of the people who worked for you. So I think I want you to know that, you know, we will miss you, and you've played a big role in making the Montgomery County Fire Department the department that it is today. I could not be prouder of you, and I couldn't be prouder of this department. And I just hope that everybody here understands the role that Scott played. If not, ask the firefighter who worked there, because they know that, you know, how important it was. And I believe that you've provided a standard, and you've set some pathways for us to move forward on that'll build on the work that you did. So I want to thank you. I want to thank everybody here, whether you're civilian or whether you're in the force. You do a great job. And to the recruits, you're coming into a great organization. There's no doubt that you're going to be working in one of the best departments in the country, if not the best. You're going to be working with leadership that will always have your back, and you're going to be working with an executive and a county council that understands the importance of keeping you properly paid and properly maintained with the right equipment so that you can do your job and feel comfortable that you have the tools you need to do it well and to keep yourselves safe. So thank you all for being willing to step up and do this. It's not lost on the community. Obviously, this isn't a job that everybody flocks to. Otherwise, we would have had much larger recruit classes before. It's a job that takes a certain level of courage and determination. You've gotten through the training. You've shown you've got the stuff that's going to make you successful. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Eldridge. It is with great pleasure that I introduce Chief Administrative Officer, the Honorable Richard Maddaleno, to say a few words.
I was just running off to say, could you please fix those lights? Because it's, I want to say thank you all for your willingness to join the 10,000 other people that called Montgomery County their place of employment. We are so fortunate on behalf of our residents, our businesses, our visitors to have you joining the Fire and Rescue Service. As the executive said, we pledge to work together with our colleagues on the County Council to make sure you have the resources, the salaries, the equipment, the benefits, all that it takes in order for you to do your job safely and to return to your families every day. Thank you all to the families. Thank you all to the families for being here, for supporting your sons and your daughters, your husbands and wives, your grandchildren maybe, as they pursue this incredible career. Probably many of you are joining a family business by joining the Fire and Rescue Service, and we greatly appreciate it. And I just wanted to take a moment to say thank you and welcome to the Montgomery County government.
Thank you, Mr. Madalena. It is with great pleasure that I introduce our next speaker, who is a council member and head of the Public Safety Committee, Mr. Sidney Katz.
Yeah. Thank you all very, very much. As you can see, many of my colleagues are joining us here today. Congratulations, class of 52. You know, you've been through 26 weeks of tough training, and my colleagues and I realize that you don't want to hear all politicians speak today. So we're going to be as brief as we can be. But I also know that and has been mentioned many times, your families are a part of our family. The families are a part of all what happens in Montgomery County. We thank you for all being here with us. And we're all here, and this is a majority of the county council. We're all here to thank a fellow who, by the name of Scott Goldstein. I don't know if any of you have ever heard of him, but he certainly has worked with all of us to make certain that everyone is safe in Montgomery County, and that in itself is so very, very important. But on behalf, and I did one other thing. We're talking about families. I know that there's many legacies in this class. I've chatted with some of your grandparents. I know that there's more than one member in some families that are being sworn in today. And that's really what we're all about. We're most appreciative of those who started their journey. This is the first generation for them, but we're also very, very appreciative of the fact that in some cases, I believe this is the third generation that's directly involved. Congratulations, and thank you for doing what you're doing.
Like Chair Katz, I promise to be brief. First off, I do want to thank Chief Goldstein for his leadership over the years, and while I've only been with the council for a brief bit of time, a little over 6 months, I am privileged to have gotten to know him and other members of the Fire and Rescue Service through my prior work at the state of Maryland, and I have always been so appreciative of your willingness to share your resources with others so that others can help learn. And the cross-sector collaboration that you have always engaged in, and so I wish you all the best in this next chapter. Class 52. There are a few women who are in this class, am I correct? Could you please stand up? I just want you to be recognized. The council is now a majority female council, so I find this pretty awesome, and I'm very excited for all of you. I was adopted when I was a month old, so I didn't get to meet my biological family till I was about 18. My parents and I got to meet them, and I ended up with 2 half-brothers, and I'm telling you this because in 2007, my youngest half-brother at the age of 16 was killed in a catastrophic house fire. My brother Eric works Ocean City Fire and Rescue in Ocean City, New Jersey. So for me, the Fire and Rescue Service is pretty personal and pretty important, not just here, but having deeper knowledge and appreciation for all that you do day in and day out to make sure that we are safe and to respond to the needs of your community, and to the families of our Fire and Rescue Service members who support them unconditionally at home. I truly appreciate everything that you do. So today is a day of great celebration. Welcome aboard, and thank you for joining this family.
Thank you. I'm Councilmember Will Jawando. I'm one of your 4 at-large council members, and it's really, in my second term, I chair the Education and Culture Committee, and it's really an honor to be here with you to celebrate. When the 3 firefighters who are women stood up, it reminded me I have 3 daughters, so I was like, "You guys can sit down. It's okay." You know, there's 3. They were standing up the whole time. I just want to say 5 things to you real quickly. Congratulations. We're very proud of you. That's number 1. So these are going to be quick things. We are grateful for you. We're grateful for your service, and as was mentioned, generational service in some cases. We're grateful for the sacrifice of your families, and we acknowledge it. Number 3, we appreciate you and all that you will do to keep the residents of Montgomery County safe. We have 1.1 million residents in Montgomery County. We're larger than 9 states. It's entrusted to you, the 57 of you and your colleagues, to keep us safe, and we know you're going to do it. Number 4, you're up to the challenge. Every graduation I've had, I've always sat in the audience and said, well, when I graduated law school, am I really ready to be a lawyer? You are absolutely ready. That Kick ASS video shows how ready you are. You have everything you need, and you have the support, as was mentioned. You have 7 of 11 council members here, and the others would have been here, they just couldn't. We all support you. Last thing I want to say to you, take time for yourself and your families. Public service is hard. The journey, the responsibility, the stress on your body, mentally, psychologically, physically, prioritize it at the beginning of your career, and keep that time for yourself, time for your family, time for your mental health. Make it a part of your routine. You can't help others if you're stressed out and not where you need to be. And we want to help you do that, as you heard from the county executive. So congratulations to the class of the class 52, the 57 of you, and to the families. We're here for you. Congratulations.
Hello, everyone. I'm Marilyn Balcom, and I'm the council member for District 2, which is Germantown, Clarksburg area, Poolesville area. It's so great to be here today. In my prior life, I represented Gaithersburg and Germantown, and one of the great honors was every year to do our public safety awards and to recognize all the great, wonderful, heroic things that our public safety members do every day. So I thank you for that. And I do want to say, of course, to the families, thank you for your service, and thank you for your continued support. And to the class, many of us are new. All the women are new. We're in our 6th month, so I know how you feel getting ready to take on this job. Your job is to keep us safe. Our job is to provide the support and resources that you need to keep you safe. And so we're here, we're your partner, and thank you and congratulations, and look forward to a great partnership. Thank you.
So good afternoon. My name is Lori Ann Sales, and I am one of the 4 at-large council members. I want to thank Chief Goldstein for his years of service, and thank you, Heather Jeffries, for the invitation. And I promise to also keep it short, but I do want to say, wow, that video was awesome. I hope we can incorporate that into the next recruitment video. Your training experience was incredible, and being in this audience with you all today symbolizes that each of you has completed the first milestone in what will be a long and distinguishing career. You are all about to embark on a journey exemplifying the best Montgomery County has to offer. Your hard work, sacrifice, and dedication in the service of others will be a beacon of hope to many. You will have many hard days ahead. You will be faced with difficult decisions. Sometimes you will wish you were home, and sometimes you'll want to just sleep through the night. These decisions will not be easy, and the stakes will always be high. When you are faced with these situations, remember this quote by Admiral Arleigh Burke. In the heat of the battle, you don't remember very much. You don't think very fast. You act by instinct. So you have to remember what your training was. You've been trained for battle so that you will react exactly the way you did in training. Your instructors are excellent at what they do. Trust in your training. Be a continuous learner, and you will go home to your families. Lastly, before I turn it over to my colleagues, I just want to say congratulations to Class 52, and thank you so much for your service and sacrifice.
Good afternoon. My name is Kristen Mink, and I represent District 5, which is the east side of the county, as well as Leisure World. And I have the honor and pleasure of sitting on the Public Safety Committee as well, and I am so glad to be with you all today. The county, this county, is so very proud of you and grateful to you and to your families for choosing this. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. And I don't want to take up a lot of time here either, but I do want to note that we're all here today at this beautiful graduation ceremony, and we want you to know that it's not just words, and this is not the only time that we are going to be here for you. Please stay in touch with us. We want to stay in touch with you. Let us know the things that you need. Let us know how you could feel more supported and what would help you do your jobs better, what would help you feel more assured that you will be getting home safely to your loved ones. We are your partners, not just today, but for the entirety of your career and beyond. So thank you so much for making this choice, and we look forward to serving you as well.
Well, hello, good people. Good afternoon. My name is Gabe Albornoz. I'm also one of your at-large members of the council. And in the summer of 2011, my wife and I experienced firsthand the incredible dedication and commitment of our Montgomery County Fire and Rescue team. Our son, Paul, who was 16 months at the time, took a fall outside of our home and stopped breathing. My wife and I were understandably panicked. We called 911 right away. And within a matter of minutes, the first ambulance arrived and the first fire and rescue squad arrived. And they immediately went to work on my son, Paul, and were able to revive him very quickly. I will never forget the anguish that my wife and I felt, but I will also never forget the dedication and the compassion that those firefighters showed to my wife and I during what was undoubtedly one of the scariest times, even to this day, of our lives. Your dedication and commitment and the service that you provide, the training will serve you well, but please don't forget that the commitment that you show and that kindness and compassion that you show is just as important. So thank you all to the class of 52, and I want to take a point of privilege to especially thank Chief Goldstein for his dedication and service. He and I served together for 12 years in the administration of Ike Leggett, and I can say also in the first person how wonderful of an advocate and leader he was, not just to the fire department, but to the entire county and our entire team. Congratulations to the families today. This is a celebration, and we promise you we will have your loved ones' backs. Thank you.
So I'd like to thank all the council members for coming up saying a few words. It's immensely appreciated. It is an honor. I've been here for 13 classes, and to introduce the fire chief for his, final words of wisdom to us. Thank you.
So, part of today, you've already heard some great components, great words outlined by the executive, Mr. Madalena, the CAO, and the entire element of the council team that's here. There's a lot of change ongoing in MCFRS today. Nobody would have ever scheduled, planned, or anticipated that we'd be having a recruit class graduation on the same day as the fire chief's retirement. It just happens to be. The change is immense because there's other people here today who this is their last weekend or this is their last days as the rank that they are. And I want to recognize a few. Lieutenant Adam Nichols, that means come up, Adam. Lieutenant Adam Nichols, while he's been at the Academy for 13 class graduations, and I looked it up, this is my 10th class graduation, you'll be Captain Adam Nichols come Sunday. Also on the stage with us here today is 3 other dignitaries. Division Chief John Kinsley, Vice President IFF 1664 TJ Brennan, Assistant Chief Beth Sanford, Training Academy. John will be taking over the helm as he's been appointed the interim fire chief by the executive and has the pickup of the responsibility. So when I'm finished with this speech, I'm going to give it to John, and it's his to take from here. So congratulations, John. We started this event identifying a moment of silence for those that have tragically lost their life. I want to read 4 names, 4 folks who have passed in just the last 10 days. Sadly, one just this week here locally. Bryce Troshback, Patuxent River Naval Air Station Fire Department, trapped in a house fire. Matthew Handcraft, South Richland Fire Department, Ohio, medical emergency. Lloyd Rudigger, New Haven Berger Fire Protection District, Missouri, medical event. And Bobby Blue Smith, Ware County Fire Rescue, Georgia, vehicle accident. 38 folks in the fire service have lost their life so far this year. As we've talked here with all of the loved ones, all the dignitaries that have been up on stage, we strive every day to ensure that your loved one comes to work safe and then returns home to you. But as you'll hear in part of my speech, there may be days, and these folks are making a commitment, that could ultimately engage in a tragic outcome. We said that the day belongs to the recruits. We've said that the day belongs to them as they start their their days going forward. But they succeeded through 20 weeks of training, 26 weeks of training, plus again, at least another 6 months of preparation prior to the start of recruit class. And that is only because of the rest of you in this room. So RC52, stand up, turn around, and give your support network, your family, a round of applause. Again, thank you, RC52. Please take a seat. One of the things I say each and every time I have a chance to talk to members of the service as well as the family members, it's because of the family that they come to their work shifts as well as to their volunteer duty activities. They help serve the community. Without your sacrifices, your dedication and support, I could not have such a great organization and be able to help the residents, visitors, and community visitors to Montgomery County. As we already heard, some of these folks are starting 3rd generation. Some of these folks, like I, never had a family tied to the fire service, but took a bet, was fascinated with fire trucks, and moved on into the fire service at a young age. You've heard from the executive, the council members here, how they are supporting us and have over years after years. County executive was spent 12 years on county council, a large majority of that as the chair of public safety, with a steadfast support for public safety and fire rescue. We've had some discussions, that'd be a different word for debate, but consistently, the executive and his team, and now as 5 years plus as the executive, have always been here to support our needs, and he outlined that when he talked. The commitment of council, the commitment of the executive branch is only second to the commitment that the community deserves. I talked at length on Wednesday to your loved ones, and I was very frank with them about a few components of our service, our organization, because that's the best way to tell them, to show them, and to get across to them these key points. That the executive, council, community expects to hear a siren before they hang up the 911 call. They expect high levels of service. They deserve that no matter who they are, no matter where they are, and as they go throughout their day. In a moment, we're going to be doing an oath of office. They're going to raise their hands. And as part of that, they are making an IOU. They are making an IOU that hopefully never gets cashed in. Hopefully never has to be called upon. But as we go through our days, as we risk a lot to save a life, and as we go through many different multitude of events, there may be days where that IOU is challenged. We train, we equip, we strive to minimize the risks involved, but that risk can never be eliminated. And as these men and women of this service have a drive to passion, there is clear capability that they will improve this organization. There's some legacy folks here, grandchildren of people who came before them, sons of people who came before them. The community has trust in the fire service. That trust was gained by the forefathers, the four women who came before you. And as I told you on Wednesday, it is your job to build that, improve that, and make it better for somebody who sits in that chair or an equal chair 20 years from now. Also, as I told your loved ones the other day, absolutely, positively, they have the chance to be standing behind this podium as the chief 20 years from now, being the chief of Montgomery County Fire Rescue. They have the opportunity to be an RTO like Captain Nichols, as well as Captain Felice and Lieutenant Hall, Lieutenant Wooden, all of the folks at the Academy. They have that means and possibility. Nothing stops them from ascending and moving on throughout a 20, 25, 30 plus year career. As we go through the days, training, education, hard work, dedication, commitment, integrity, competence, and of course, honesty and community trust. Those are just a few key words that these folks will be remembered day after day. I also talked, just like Councilmember Joando mentioned, about self-care. I outlined that there will be days that this job is difficult. There will be days that this opportunity to help somebody shakes us to the bone, and days where they will not know how to react or how to help themselves. But we have a lot of resources available to help them at those times of need. No matter what the call is, roughly 350 times a day, Montgomery County Fire Rescue goes out to help somebody in their time of need. That may be the third call of their shift. That may be the 30th call of their shift. That may be at 3 o'clock in the morning, or as it is now, roughly 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I've outlined to each of you, you must remain vigilant in your duties. May that be crawling down the hallway of an unsprinklered high-rise, one of the most dangerous places in our profession, or on a back country road in the dark, in the ice, or on the Potomac River during flooding operations, in the metro system, terrorist event, the list goes on and on. All of those types of circumstances, emergencies, are ones, including airplanes into high-tension power lines, that we have, or have the potential of facing. One of the things I talked about to your loved ones, and I repeat it here because I want them to hear it again and again and again, is complacency. They cannot become complacent in their job. Complacency does lead to bad outcomes. And ultimately, training, repetition, getting back to the academy time and time again, Chief Sanford, I'm not trying to take your phrases, but getting back to the academy is how you will improve your capabilities. It is very weird to say that after 8.5 years standing here, and for the next 9 hours roughly, I am the Chief of Montgomery County Fire Rescue, and it's been a huge honor and privilege to assume that responsibilities. And it has a huge level of responsibilities, but I'm confident that the men and women in MCFRS will take those responsibilities and that leadership and continue on to provide great care to the residents and visitors in Montgomery County. Again, to the recruits, last bit, you've chosen one of the greatest callings of mankind, to serve others at time of need, regardless of their standing in life, their circumstances that have driven to them to that need for call. Take comfort that you're rendering service as a world-class agency, as a part of a world-class agency. RC52, congratulations to everybody in the room as loved ones, family members, support networks. Again, my thanks to you for their dedication and their availability to be a part of the service. Thank you much.
Thank you, Chief Goldstein, for everything, as well as your final words. I'm now immensely pleased to introduce the training officer of Montgomery County Fire Rescue Service, Assistant Chief Elizabeth Sanford.
Greetings, everybody. RC52. Everybody's done such a great job today of talking about how proud we are of you. Take about 2 seconds, clear your mind, make it nice and open. Chief Goldstein let you stand up and turn around a minute ago so you saw everybody that was here. Every single person in this room is here for you. Every person in this large auditorium, there's a lot of us here, we're all here for you. We're here to show you how proud we are of you. We want you to feel that pride. We also want you to feel the humility that you and I have had a chance to talk about a couple of times. And some of us have already talked about that too. One more friendly reminder. We have an honor, a blessing, a very humble gift that we receive every single day that we go to work. And that is the opportunity to be introduced into somebody's life who wasn't expecting us to come, right? Like I said on day one, their toilet seat is up, there's dirty dishes in the sink. Nobody was expecting us to come on the day that we came. But without any thought whatsoever, they opened the door and they let us come in. There's pretty much nowhere else in life that happens. It's a very deeply, deeply special opportunity, and I just trust that you'll let yourself focus on that from time to time as life goes on. Babies, continue to cry. We love you. You're part of our family. Don't worry about it, parents, please. All right, next. I know they hate it when I do this, but I just don't care. Captain Jimmy Felice, Lieutenant/Captain Adam Nichols. Y'all better be coming up here. Lieutenant Matthew Hall, Lieutenant Andrew Wooden, Firefighter Eric Campbell. The only people I'm letting off the hook are the ones that might be working some magic with lights and cameras and stuff. Master Firefighter John Petrarca. I think I saw Master Firefighter Colin Anderson. And I'm sure I'm missing, oh gosh, Nick and Jerry. Master Firefighter Nick Garner, Master Firefighter Jerry Smith. Okay. The gentlemen they're hiding in the dark. Take a step forward, would you please? Okay. Yes, I'm the training chief. Yes, I'm the assistant chief in charge of the training academy. But what I really am is a facilitator. Those are the people running the show. Those are the people that are getting everything done for those folks down there. Anybody ever planned a wedding before? Anybody ever tried to plan 13 weddings all at once that last for 26 weeks? That's what they do. Every single day. These folks are acting at and above the level that their collar brass says they are on a daily basis. I'm so, so deeply thankful and so proud of what they do. They don't want to be up there. They hate it when I do this. And like I said, I don't care. I want to show how much I appreciate them. RC52, how much do you appreciate these guys? Thank you. You can go. Lastly, Chief Goldstein, Goldie, boss, we're going to miss you. That too. Or if he needs a little bit of coaching, it's Goldstein without the chief in front of it. We're going to miss Chief Goldstein so, so deeply. The person who replaces him will have all the love and support that we've been giving to him for the last 35? Sure. Chief Goldstein is an amazing human being. These words that come out, they just sound very cliche, but I don't know any better words to tell you. His dedication to Montgomery County Fire Rescue, the level of integrity that he demonstrates and that he insists on quietly, but so profoundly from all of us is breathtakingly fantastic and wonderful, and we're going to miss you, my friend. Chief Goldstein is gonna, as Mr. Elrich said, he's departing for the West Coast, and I just can't tell you how much we're gonna miss him. Always here for us. I say I'm a facilitator of the training academy. Chief Goldstein is the facilitator for all of MCFRS, and we're really, really gonna miss him. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Stanford. Last but not least, I am delighted to introduce our next speaker, Vice President TJ Brennan, IFF Local 1664, to say a few words.
Well, if you read in your programs, Jeff Buttle was supposed to say a few words, and if you know Jeff Buttle, you know that I'm not Jeff Buttle. So there's that. I really wasn't prepared to say much, but I will say that Jeff wanted to be here today. We're actually, in the midst of Fire Chief Goldstein leaving. We're in the process of doing some interviews for a fire chief, and that does not take away certainly from all the accomplishments that you folks have done. So congratulations, RC52, incredible work. I think the last time that I was on this stage, I was giving a commencement speech for my class, RC39. And it was just an incredible moment, a pinnacle moment in my life, and I'm sure it is in yours and all of your families here. We really appreciate you being here, coming here. 3,000 plus people try to get this job, and we come out with 57 people at the end of this. That should say something to the character and the ability to do this and perform from your loved ones here. So we really commend you. We're proud of you. And some words of advice. I'm sure you've already heard it from some of your instructors. Probably a little bit harsher than I'm about to say, but always show up on time. Well, be early, right? This is the only profession I've ever been a part of where if you're 20 minutes, if you're 40 minutes early, you're like 20 minutes late to this job. It's crazy, and I know some of our senior guys here that are in the front will attest to that. And just know that there's no right way to do a wrong thing. So always pursue this career with ethics and honor, integrity, and just know that whether or not you have 30 minutes on this job or 30 years, like some of us here in the audience, this job can humble you pretty quick. And when it does, all the brothers and sisters here with the Montgomery County Career Firefighters and the International Association of Firefighters, we're here, we have your back, we love you, we love your families, and we'll always make sure that you get out safely. That's our job. That's what we're here for. So again, congratulations. I could have prepared more, but good luck. God bless. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice President Buttle. Without further delay, Brennan. Without further delay, I will ask the distinguished guests, senior staff, and members of the recruit training staff to come forward to assist us in the presentation of the Class A covers and certificates. Just me. Yes. Family members, if you'd like to come forward, take any photos, just please come forward. Just make sure the aisle is left open. Zachary Alexander. Certificate being presented by his father, firefighter paramedic Ron Alexander, Anne Arundel County Fire Department. Christopher Baskin. If you'd like to hold your applause to the end. Daniel Bennett. Joseph Blogren. Trent Kavicki. Christian Saran. Parker Cochran. Peter Cornell. Presenting his certificate is his father, Captain Bernie Cornell, Fire Department, New York. Anthony Costa. Bryce Colby. Jonathan Cunningham. Samuel Doherty. Gareth Davis. Presenting his certificate, his father, retired Corporal Michael Davis, United States Marine Corps. Blake Elliott. Alec Falconer. Daniel Fitzgerald. David Freed. Travis Fullerton. Ashton Gabrielson. Randy Gartner, Present his certificate, his father, Captain Tommy Gartner, Montgomery County Fire and Rescue Service. Colin Gibson. Dakota Goldbeck. Cameron Hazlitt. Keith Hollister. Victor Iglesias. Matthew Kim. Tyler Klein. Kyle Kramlich. Daniel Laka. Presenting his certificate, his brother, Police Officer Blaze Laka, Philadelphia Police Department. Joseph Lang. Jabrari Lee. Presented his certificate, his father, Lieutenant Trevon Gardner, District of Columbia Fire Department. Colby Linhart. Presented his certificate, Master Technician John Linhart, Fairfax Fire and Rescue, retired. Francisco Marino. Parker McElhenney. Present his certificate, his grandfather, fire apparatus driver operator, Rick Taganacci, Baltimore County Fire Department. Elsa Meyer. Riley Moore. Justin Morgan. Dalton Mulhausen. Presenting his certificate, stepfather, Division Chief Todd Kirkpatrick, Baltimore Washington International Airport Fire Department. Richard Oliver. Zachary Patterson. Presenting his certificate, his father, Lieutenant Rick Patterson, Prince George's Fire Department. Joseph Ransone, presented his certificate, his brother, Deputy Chief Austin Paramore, Shelbyville Fire Department. Ryan Reedy. Must be the probation. Mitchell Rhine, presenting his certificate, his father, Technician Thomas Rhine, District of Columbia Fire Department, retired. Clement Rashannon. Zachary Ruth, presenting his certificate, father, Master Firefighter Bill Ruth, mother, Master Firefighter Michelle Ruth, Montgomery County Fire Rescue Service. Paul Schaefer. Cade Seeley. Jeffrey Cease. Allie Shipe. Tierra Smooth. Eli Somerville. Connor Stevens, presenting his certificate, father, Lieutenant Patrick Stevens, grandfather, District Chief Warren Stevens, Montgomery County Fire Rescue Service. But wait, there's more. Luke Stevens, presenting his certificate, father, Lieutenant Patrick Stevens, and grandfather, District Chief Warren Stevens, Montgomery County Fire Rescue Service. Kyrie Thornton. Presenting his certificate, his sister, Police Officer Asia Thornton, Prince George's Police Department.
Children.
Miguel Valdivia. Camonte Washington. Casey Wassler. All right, folks, it's been silent for way too long, please. Keep it. All right, folks, if I can ask the recruit training officers come forward to help with the presentation of the awards. He's got PT. Okay.
All right, good afternoon. I'm firefighter Eric Campbell. I've been tasked with the job of managing the physical training for Recruit Class 52. Just so you know, if you don't know anything about recruit school, a lot of the academic and practical parts or portions of recruit class, they're done in blocks, right? So the difference between the academics and the practical skills is that PT starts usually around day 3, and they pretty much go hard each and every day, all the way up until graduation. So I spend a lot of time with these young people each and every day. I know them all well, and I just want to salute you guys for bringing that effort every single day, working as hard as you did, and congratulations to you. It's been an honor to torture you. So now I wish you well as you move out into the field. And the one thing I want to impart on you is that you continue to work, okay? Like the number one thing that you guys need to keep in the forefront of your minds is taking care of your physical and your mental health, all right? This job is demanding, this job is hard, and the one way you prolong your career is by taking care of yourself. So make sure you do that as you move forward in your career. With that said, the Physical Fitness Award is given to the recruit who excelled in all aspects of the physical fitness program, from the strength training to the cardio to everything in between. For the overall success in the physical fitness, the award for Recruit Class 52 is presented to Alec Falconer.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Andrew Wooden. I'm a lieutenant paramedic up here at the Training Academy. I was with your loved ones doing the EMT program, and I'm sure you heard about that. We spent a lot of time together, good, bad, some Saturday mornings, and we got through it. So, the emergency medical technician module consists of 8 weeks of intensive academic study. During this time, the recruits complete a multitude of written tests, practical exercises, And the culmination of this module is the National Registry of Emergency Medical Technicians exam, which is a doozy. I'd like to note that statewide, on average, only about 67% of people pass that test and actually get through it. I'm proud to say here today that we had a 100% success rate. So hats off to you, RC52. The Richard B. Thompson Award is presented to the top academic student in the EMT program. Named for Sergeant Richard B. Thompson of the Laytonsville Volunteer Fire Department, Sergeant Thompson chaired the Emergency Medical Services Committee that incorporated pre-hospital advanced care into the fire and rescue services of Montgomery County. The recipient of the Richard B. Thompson Award for RC52, and I'm proud to say this, is Daniel Bennett. Where's his family? So we know where to look. Where am I looking? Okay.
Good afternoon. I'm Lieutenant Matthew Hall. My part of being in the recruit training office was to manage the fire practical skills portion of recruit class. Ladies and gentlemen sitting up in the front row from RC 52 in 2 individual groups went through 8 weeks of fire practical skills. Every day in the classroom and then down to the hill. Some days were all day at the hill. These ladies and gentlemen put in some hard work through those 8 weeks to include the classroom with 3 written exams, on the hill 3 practical exams, and 5 live burn scenarios. The Chief A. Marvin Gibbons Award is the firefighting module consists of 8 weeks of academic and practical exercise. During this time frame, recruits are trained in all aspects of firefighting, from how to properly wear firefighting protective gear to stretching hose lines in high-rise buildings. Chief Gibbons made a significant and lasting impression during his 42 years of service to Montgomery County. During this time, he helped establish the Montgomery County Fire Board, introduced legislation to hire the first training officer, and personally oversaw the construction of the first public service training academy. The Chief A. Marvin Gibbons Award is presented to the recruit who successfully completed the firefighting module with the highest academic grade. The recipient of the Chief A. Marvin Gibbons Award for Recruit Class 52, Eli Somerville.
The Chief David B. Gratz Award. Chief David B. Gratz was the first career chief of the Silver Spring Fire Department, and in 1974 became the first director of the Department of Fire and Rescue Services for Montgomery County, a predecessor to our current organization. Chief Gratz's accomplishments included serving as the executive director for the international operations for the National Fire Protection Association, sitting on the board of the directors for Underwriters Laboratory, and paving the way for Scott Firefighters Combat Challenge, international physical fitness competition. The David B. Gratz Award is presented to the student in recruit class who has excelled in all phases of the 26-week-long training program. This recruit has demonstrated not only skills, exceptional knowledge, practical skills, leadership qualities, and a desire to excel, but completed so in a stressful environment with a teamwork-based attitude. I will say this as well. This individual stayed late every day, helped his and her fellow recruits, study late hours, and actually, I found out, was an EMT instructor before he came here. So guess what? You'll be getting a phone call in a couple years, because we're going to need you. The recipient of the Chief David B. Gratz Award for Recruit Class 52 is Richard A. Oliver. Okay, there too. There was a lot of yelling. We just want to look at the general area.
Thomas Carr Jr. served as the first fire chief of Montgomery County Fire and Rescue Service. During Chief Carr's 30-year career, he earned a reputation as a strong, capable leader who, among other things, achieved national accreditation from Montgomery County Fire and Rescue Service, organized a national certified urban search and rescue team, and fought to improve firefighter safety and staffing levels. Chief Carr had a quiet but effective leadership style that earned him admiration throughout the fire service on a national level. This award is bestowed upon the recruit who continually exhibits only the highest qualities of leadership, integrity, courage, and dedication during the entirety of recruit school. The recipient of this award is chosen by his or her fellow recruits. It is an honor to present the Thomas Carr Jr. Leadership Award to Eli Somerville.
All right, this time we will have the members of RC52 who helped design and make the plaque come forward to say a few words.
Good afternoon. First off, I would like to thank everyone for being here with us today. Captain Felice, Lieutenant Nichols, Lieutenant Hall, Lieutenant Wooden, Firefighter Campbell, and every single one of our adjunct instructors. We would like to thank you for devoting your time, knowledge, experience along the way of our time at the PSTA. Over the past 26 weeks, we have learned how to be firefighters, EMTs, and professional athletes. All of this would have been impossible without the awesome Recruit Training Office. On behalf of our Recruit Class 52, we would like to present this plaque to the RTO. Thank you very much.
As we wait for them to return to their seats, I'll have Chief Goldstein come up here to do the swearing in.
Captain Livingston, can you step forward so you can be seen? We're still waiting. Whoop, there's one, there's two. All right. Part of my speech was talking about the oath of office that they'll be taking in a moment. Again, this event recognizes their achievements, but also recognizes your sacrifices and support of them. As you members of RC 52 stand up, and you will turn around in a moment and face the back of, you will stand up and raise your right hand. And as you state your name, you do not have the benefit of this microphone. This room is full of folks. They want to hear your name. They want to hear it loud and proud. If they're in the very back of the room like Captain Livingston is, and they're making an audio recording, a videotape of this, they need to hear you. This is the time, as Eric Campbell said, you use your outside voice and be very proud of the oath of office. RC 52, please stand and raise your right hand. I.
Zachary Alexander, Christopher Baskin, Daniel Bennett, Joseph Blabber, Trent Kivicki, Christopher Rose, Parker Cocker, Peter Cornell, Anthony Costa, Bryce Colby, Jonathan Cunningham, Samuel Dory, Aaron Davis, Blake Elliott, Alan Copner, Daniel Fitzgerald, David Free, Travis Gordon, Ashton Gabriel, Randy Gardner, Colin Gibson, Dakota Goldbeck, Cameron Hazlett, Keith Holliston, Ralph Mulhouse, Richard Oliver, Ryan Moore, Al Meyer, Mark Beckline, Francisco Marino, Chloe Linhart, Barry Lee, Joseph Lang, Daniel Lockton, Tom Freeland, Tyler Klein, Matthew Kim, Victor Iglesias, Rich Oliver, Magnus Patterson, Joseph Ranson, Ryan Reedy, Mitchell Rod, Hunter Shannon, Zachary Root, Paul Schaefer, Dave Fruitt, Jeff Cease, Eli Somerville, Connor Stevens, Luke Stevens, Tommy Gordon, California, Demonte Washington, Casey Blackwood.
Do solemnly promise and declare that I will support the Constitution of the United States, and that I'll be faithful and bear true allegiance to the state of Maryland and the Constitution of and the laws thereof, and that I will, to the best of my skill and judgment, diligently and faithfully, without partiality or prejudice, execute the office of firefighter rescuer according to the Constitution and laws of this state. Congratulations, Recruit Class 52.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're basically closing our ceremony tonight. There's a little rain outside, so be careful. Refreshments in the lobby, and we will be playing an end credits video with station assignments and some embarrassing photos. So please feel free to sit still. Once it's over, come up on stage. Any photos you like, please take. Thank you very much.
Tune in, break away. Forget our fear of what comes after. Hold on for better days. Let our past begin to shatter. Days like these, we can see the way to live out the new. Thank you.